I'm out. Welcome in, everybody, to the next episode of Sideline Chatter. This is episode 4 of the new year. Here again on Tuesday night. See, same outfits and whatnot. Co-host Justin Hagee, Jay Hags, here with James Albert.
Man, you're a funny guy, bro.
I try, but how's life going again?
How's life going from 10 minutes ago? We recorded the other one. I'm still excited, man. 10 minutes later, I'm still excited for fantasy football. Sorry, I gotta chill. This Pink Whitney's going in my head. I'm just ready to talk some tight ends. I don't know about you.
I respect it. Yeah, so we just dropped the last video, which is our running back rankings, 30-1. Now we got the tight ends for you guys. It's going to be 15-1. Tight ends is a position. It's like you got your elite people, you got your decent, and then it kind of just falls off a cliff. I feel like every year we always come into the season like, oh, this guy could be a sleeper. He could be good, and then they just fucking suck.
I remember specifically last year having a conversation where I said tight end was deep.
Yeah.
And then week 4, I was like, tight end blows. Like, it's bad.
Right. So
I'm not going to do it this year. I'm not going to say it's deep. Do I like tight ends at the bottom of the list? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say that the position is deep, though. I'm not going to do it to myself again.
Yeah. Because, like you said, halfway through the year, it's going to be like, all right, who am I picking up this week to get me 2 points?
Who's going to get me 4 catches for 20 yards?
And maybe a touchdown.
Look at the projections. They're all projected 0.1 touchdowns. All right.
All right, I'll kick it off. 15-11. Starting at 15, I have Anthony Ferkser of the Titans.
Who?
14, Irv Smith. 13, Adam Troutman. 12, Noah Fant. 11, Logan Thomas. Touching on Ferkser a little bit. I know when Johnny went down last year, he actually stepped up, played decent. I think it was like a 2 or 3 week stretch. He actually had one game of like 100 yards. Basically, I have him here because if the Titans turn into a top 3 offense, which I think is doable, honestly, with the weapons they have, and say if Julio gets hurt, which is very reasonable at this point, Ferkser, I think, could step into a decent role with both yardage and touchdown scenarios. But he's a guy, he probably will go undrafted in a lot of leagues. But if you want to target him late, I think he's a solid option. 13, your boy, the Troutmeister.
That's my breakout this year.
Yeah.
I call myself, no one calls me this, the tight end whisperer. I think 4 years in a row in our main league, I've drafted a good tight end around 12 or later. I drafted Kittle the year right before he exploded.
Remember that.
I don't know. I really like Troutman this year. It's just the setup is just so insane for him. Like, especially, like, it was already good before the Michael Thomas injury. Now he has the easiest path of any of these out of the top 10 tight ends to go to a tight end 1
to get targets too.
Yeah, like, it doesn't matter who the quarterback is either. I think if Taysom Hill plays, he could still be good enough.
And he lost Jared Cook to the Chargers.
Yeah, it's just a perfect storm for him to have a good season. Everything's lining up.
Let's talk about Logan Thomas a little bit at 11. I have he was actually very solid last year, and he gets an upgrade at quarterback, you would think. Fitzpatrick actually does like throwing to his tight ends as well. You look at Gesicki last year, like with Tua and with Fitz, like his stats were like night and day. Obviously, Fitz is going to go out there and sling. Logan Thomas was a beast in the red zone, and he also had I know a few games with like a ton of catches, like 8+ catches. So I think Logan Thomas at 11. I think I might have him lower than a lot of other people.
I have him a little higher. I'm at 9.
I still like him though. Who's your 15-11?
15-11. I got Irv Smith, Noah Fant, Troutman. Rob Donk, I got Rob Gronkowski, Tanyan, round out the bottom 5, I guess you want to call it. Tanyan, I know he scored all those touchdowns last year, and like obviously that's what made him such a high finished tight end. But if you take those away, because obviously I don't think that's repeatable, if you take half of them away, he's probably falls outside of the top 12.
Yeah.
Like he had so many games under like 60 yards, and he would score multiple touchdowns, and that's why he was in the top every week. Rodgers is obviously there, but I just don't see it repeating personally. That's why I have him probably lower than some people have him. I think a lot of people definitely have him in their top 10. I just can't. Rob Gronkowski, I probably have him higher than most. I don't think you even had him in your 15.
Rob Donk? Nah, I didn't.
But I mean, O.J. Howard is supposedly getting healthy. I've been hearing that for 4 years now. I don't know if that's true or not, but you can never go against Brady Gronkowski. I don't know where he finished last year, but he's always solid. Like he's never gonna be a bottom tier tight end. Like he's always gonna be in the middle. If you are one of those people who waits on a tight end and just kind of says like fuck it towards the end of the draft, I still don't think you can go wrong with Gronkowski. But yeah. That's really all I have to say.
Rob Donk.
I put Noah Fant in there because he's supposed to be there. I'm not sure I believe in him. I just can't stand him. He's supposed to be good every year and he stinks. But we'll see. We'll see if Teddy Bridgewater is the difference. We'll see.
They have a lot of weapons over there, so we don't know what his target share is going to be, but we always hear this. He's an athletic freak, runs a good 40-yard time. And
looks like the Michelin Man in his picture. I just can't stand him.
I had him last year. He left like 2 or 3 games with an injury and didn't return. It was just, and he would come back the next week and leave another game. It's like, dude, like just fucking stop. All right, my 10 through 5 now. Yeah, 10 through 5 is going to be Mike Gesicki at 10.
10 through 6.
10 through 6. All right, yeah, I thought I was messing that up. Mike Gesicki at 10. Robert Tonyan at 9. Dallas Goddard 8. Tyler Higbee at 7. Then Mark Andrews rounding out top 6.
Whoa.
What?
I think we all know what that means, who number 5 is. That's very fun. Or even, higher?
Nah.
Oh, man. All right, sorry. I just got excited.
Very good. Yeah, with Tonyan, I know he was TD dependent last year, but I kind of have him here because if you're tied to Aaron Rodgers, like, you're probably going to produce. And if you really look at it outside of Devontae Adams, like, the number 2 is going to be Scantling or
Lazard.
Lazard's actually pretty good, but yeah, I think Tonyan is still
Randall Cobb. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Fucking Randall Cobb. But, yeah, I think in the red zone, he'll still be a beast in the red zone. And who else we got here? Higbee I like a lot. I liked him last year as well. Obviously, the biggest news is Gerald Everett's finally out of there with the Seahawks now. So Higbee should step into, like, almost a full-time role. 2 years ago, I think what he said, like a record the last, like, 4 weeks of the year. He had, like, the most receiving yards for a tight end or something like that. I've always been a Tyler Higbee guy. So I think this year, obviously, with Stafford coming to town, it's an obvious upgrade from Jared Goff. So I like Higbee at the 7 range. And then Mark Andrews rounding out at 6. He's just always a threat to score in the red zone. He's not going to catch a ton of yards because Lamar is really not going to air it out like that unless they change their offense a little bit this year, which they might. But he's always a threat to score, so I have Andrews at 6.
Word. 10 through 6, I got Gesicki. Mine's pretty much the same as yours, except for I have Logan Thomas in my top 10. But Gesicki, Logan Thomas, Dallas Goddard, Higbee, and I have Kyle Pitts here. Obviously, you have him in your top 5. That's very fun. I actually would probably agree with you, but I just need to see it first before I can believe it, especially rookie tight ends. But
yeah,
Logan Thomas, you already talked about. He just signed that big extension, which is like really like not even fantasy related, just a crazy story that he was a quarterback and now he's signed to a $10 million a season for a tight end.
That means he'll be on the field like as much as he can.
Oh yeah, they're going to use him as much as they possibly can. And like you said with Gesicki about Fitzpatrick loving to throw the ball to anyone, but especially to his tight ends. I really like him this year, especially where he's being drafted. Goddard, I have a really hard time. This is all, for me, Goddard being 8 is assuming they trade Zach Ertz.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know Zach Ertz, I still can't see how he's not good. I know he hasn't been producing, but if he's there, Goddard's never going to have the ceiling that he can.
Right.
And, for the Eagles' sake, I hope they get rid of Ertz just because it'll make things a lot smoother.
Definitely.
But, yeah, I'm not really high on Goddard for where he's at. Higbee, I love Higbee this year. I think he's a steal in the middle of this range here. And Kyle Pitts, I'm sure you have a lot to say about Pitts having him in your 5, so I'll let you run with that. But that rounds out my 6.
Yeah. So to round out the top 5, I have Kyle Pitts at 5, TJ Hawk at 4, Kittle, Waller, and then Kels. Pitts I have a 5, just for the sheer, like, what could be.
Volume he's supposed to get.
And volume, yeah, but just, like, what could be. Like, we don't know what he'll do. Obviously, he's a rookie. But they spent, was he the 5th pick in the NFL draft?
Yep. Highest drafted tight end, I think, ever.
So, you draft a guy top 5, especially that position. Like, you're going to use him. You're going to want to use him. And obviously, everybody knows Julio's not there no more. So, we might even see him line up wide sometimes. But I think they're definitely going to make it a point of emphasis to get him the ball as much as they can. So just off the fact of like sheer upside, I'll put him over Andrews. You can even put him over Hawkinson. I wouldn't blame you for that.
Yeah.
The whole 2-3 Waller-Kittle debate, I like Waller's situation a lot better. Obviously, he's on the Raiders. They have Henry Ruggs, Brian Edwards. Other than that, like, they don't have many passing options. I think he caught like 100 balls last year.
Yeah.
Or close to it.
For tight ends, really good.
Yeah. Kittle's in a more run-heavy offense. He's more injury-prone. Has a worse quarterback. Yeah, worse quarterback. So I got Waller at 2. I think he's going in like round. I don't think I've seen him picked in round 2. He's going like I've seen early 3rd. Do you think that's like too high or
for Waller?
Yeah,
or Kittle, I guess.
Yeah, Kittle's like usually late 3rd, and Waller's like early 3rd.
I really find it hard to take a tight end in the second round.
Yeah, second round. Yeah.
I mean, like I don't mind if you take either of them in the 3rd. Personally, like if you have the one and you go McCaffrey, Hopkins, or someone who was there, and then Waller or Kittle, even if really, I think those two come down to a preference.
Yeah.
For me, they're really interchangeable. I have Kittle higher. It's probably just a personal favorite kind of thing. I just think he's the better tight end. The situation is not as good, but he's a better play caller, better coach to get him the ball.
It's fair.
But I don't mind taking them in the 3rd round, especially if you get to the middle. Take them. Like I don't think there's anything.
I've had a lot
wrong
of people ask, like, if they started with 2 running backs, and then would you go Waller 3rd without having a receiver?
I don't think you can go wrong there because there's so many good receivers.
Mm-hmm.
If you take Waller, someone's going to take Kittle, just like that, and like that's going to free up potentially another receiver that you wouldn't have gotten.
Right.
I don't know. I just think that you're not going to get that from anyone else below them. With that, so like if you are someone who cares about your tight end position, absolutely. If you're someone who doesn't and you want to take a chance on one of these other guys, then do that. But I personally do what I can to get the top 3. So
smart.
It's down to a preference, but
do you want to say your top 5 or
I'll say Andrews. I have again. This is kind of like a boring top 5, like a boring pick. Like I think he deserves to be there, but he doesn't get you excited every week.
Yeah,
you're just hoping he scores a touchdown almost every week. That's what you're going out there and hoping for. 4, I have Hawkinson also, but only because he's the only target there. Yeah. And Goff actually provided a lot of value to 2 tight ends, let alone 1. Like if he's just funneling to 1 tight end instead of 2, I think that helps Hawkinson even more.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
But the top 3, there's no. If you have someone else in your top 3, then you're getting you're just going for views there. But obviously Kels is number 1. If you take someone before Kels, I don't have any words for you because Kels is probably a 1st-round pick.
I was gonna say that. I was gonna wrap it up with that. Like, yeah, what do you? What's his pick?
If you take Kels 8 or later, I have no issue with that.
Respect. Yeah, I'm not really big like tight end early guy, but you take him like I think like I would rather have Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams, or Diggs over Kels. But
this is the other side of the argument because I would rather have
Kels.
I'd rather have Kels and like a Metcalf than Devontae Adams and Dallas Goddard.
That's true.
Like you know what I mean? That's just my. But I guess you could if you wanted to pair Adams with Kittle or Waller. I don't know. It's just too much. But I don't know.
Yeah, Kels at 1. I like him like really early 2nd, maybe back in 1st if you're in a 12-team league. But yeah, you got any other comments?
No.
That's kind of quick.
Tight ends, nice and
Say the time over there, Mr. Ethan, the producer.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, that wraps up our tight end rankings. Shout out Ethan, the producer, back there behind the camera, making the magic happen. Like always, go follow our TikTok. It's still growing. We hope to get to like 5K followers before the season starts. That's my goal. That's our goal at least. Go drop a like on the video, whatnot. So we'll see you guys next time with our wide receiver and quarterback rankings.